Hey guys, French Pro here, and in this video I will talk about who needs a nerf, who does not need the nerf, okay, on the family side. I think they're all pretty much a threat. Some of them are a way bigger threats than others, okay, and that's kind of what I want to dissect a little bit and analyze a bit, okay. Some of them are slowly starting to rise and surprise everybody because of the meta changes. So meta will be a subject as well, you know, because you have to talk about the meta when you make your opinion on such things. My own experience is what I will talk about a bit, but I will also take in account the general opinion and what those killers are and how much of a threat they are to you guys, okay, to everybody. It's not just about me. That would not be and that would not make sense to make it about me and what you know, what I think. However, I will still give my opinion, you know, to kind of make a little bit of a parallel between what someone who played like 1,000 hours like me thinks and does compared to someone who played 100 hours or maybe just 20 hours, okay, because those are two very different things. I personally think that some of you might have some skill issues, for example, which is not an issue, you know, it's just lack of experience in the game, and that has to be talked about a bit. Anyways, enjoy the video. Tell me what you think. It's extremely important, honestly. Knowing what you guys think is what this video is about, okay. So yeah, let's start it. Okay, so we are back to the main menu for the simple reason that it's a lot more simple for me to kind of navigate through the family, you know, screen wise, and it's more viewer friendly when I can just switch quickly towards them and talk about them separately. So that's why we are here. So let's start. So the one that really does not need a nerf, in my opinion, on the nerf scale is like close to 0, will be Nancy. So if there is one nerf that could be down to her, it would be, I don't fucking know. Okay, I literally have no idea. So, but she got corrected. Okay, so when she came out, usually characters go, you know, underway. They go through either a nerf, a buff, or both. She went through nothing because she did not need a nerf. That was unnecessary. And buffing a new character is necessary on the eyes of the developers either. For some reason, now she's just this left alone child that just, you know, can't get any love apparently. So let's talk about her just a little bit briefly. So her traps needs 15 seconds to be set up, okay, compared to hitchhiker 4 seconds, hands 3 seconds, maybe something close, okay. So in a rushing game where escaping takes either something between 2 minutes or 10, spending 15 seconds on each trap, so let's say 1 minute and a half, 2 minutes per game, just placing traps, not even playing the game. So pretty much playing AFK is really bad. But using your power, which you're also AFK while you use it, okay, it takes about a whole minute or more because it's 10 to 15 seconds for each power use as well. So with her, you half of the game you're not moving, you're just using a long, fucking way too long power. So yeah, now she does not need a nerf in my opinion, probably a buff. So the second one, Cook. So Cook, if there was a nerf that could be applied, it might just be to security pins, okay, because if you have nobody escapes hell and you have security pins, his unique perk, okay, but it's extremely hard for a victim who does not have 50 proficiency to break through your locks, or impossible. Out of 4 victims, though, there will probably be one, I mean, hopefully, who has that. Otherwise, the game could just end because of that, just because he has those perks and it's just the way it is. However, locks as one of the only things he has, so without it he has nothing. So that's something we should proceed carefully with. So yeah, other than that, I think he's decently strong. He is not that great compared to other killers. I think that his issues when it comes to chasing, I mean, his speed his speed mainly, and the lack of anything related to chases or traps or whatever makes him useless once the locks are done, or when you have a team who understand how cook works and how to counter cooks, because listening to the survivor is great, but it's better to be chasing him along with the other killer, right? So that's it for cook. Now that becomes a little bit more complicated, okay? So who would be the next in line? So I would say, honestly, it's very hard, but let's say Johnny. So Johnny, in my opinion, needs a nerf, but in my opinion, he also really doesn't need a nerf. Let me tell you why. So to me, a lot of players do have skill issues, and that's why they want Johnny to be nerfed. That's my opinion. Let me explain it, please. Don't just listen to the first 10 seconds. So Johnny is a map-based killer. The more you know about the map, the more you will have an advantage over victims who do not know the map or know it less than you do. Okay, that's what happens. That's why people die. If you go on the wrong spot where there is no gap, no nothing to escape within a few seconds of distance, then you should die. That's normal, that makes sense. So you should not be at that spot. However, new players and experienced players who maybe didn't play enough yet will not know such things, and that's normal. You're not supposed to know every single map, every single millimeter of the map too quick or even quickly. So that's the thing with Johnny. That's why he does need a nerf, in my opinion, because most of the players are always going to lack knowledge when it comes to the map. Maybe very know it, but never enough. So Johnny will need a nerf because of that. That's my next build video, by the way, maybe. So yeah, that's my opinion on Johnny. Tell me what you think, guys. So after him, I think CC is next, or Hitchhiker. I would say CC. So CC to me needs more of a nerf than Johnny. However, on the general player opinion, she doesn't. So she doesn't. I think that she will need a nerf eventually, but not yet. That's the funny part about her. I think that I did some polls, okay, and that's kind of what I based my video off as well. You guys, I got like 100 plus votes on every character, pretty much, more or less. So CC, surprisingly, got people want to nerf her more than others, which I think makes sense because I think players are starting to see the threat in CC. I think that her super strong build, which I want, well, it's right there, is quite difficult to use, and not a lot of players, I would say, experienced enough. I think it's all about experience, okay, to use it properly and to really be a massive threat with this build, okay. So that's so some players who maybe encountered very knowledgeable CC might understand that she will need a nerf eventually, okay. So ones who did not, because they are super rare, probably don't think so, and that's what is happening right now, in my opinion. So 2 characters left. So Hitchhiker. So Hitchhiker, in my opinion, doesn't. I don't think he needs a nerf, because he's like in this weird perfect spot. I mean, his traps are a bit. They're super strong, because sometimes it's a bit like Johnny, but it's even more skill based on the family side, okay. One trap at the correct spot, at the surprising spot, could lead to a situation where the victims can't avoid dying. It's true, like even a very strong victim being on some spots just will not avoid dying, even if this spot is technically a good spot at first. So trap will change everything, will reshape the reality of the game in some way. So that's what traps can do, and yeah. Does he need a nerf? I mean, there are some glitches that I use myself since months that makes you able to set up traps in a few seconds instead of needing a few seconds longer. I also can open doors a bit faster at times. There are like a few things that that could use a nerf on Hitchhiker side. I mean, maybe. I mean, his points are really high. I don't know, it's really hard to say. Suffocating grip, him having that makes sense as well. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he's strong, but it's hard to say if he needs a nerf. I think it makes sense in some way. And it's still really weird to encounter a really strong Hitchhiker who makes you think, oh, this dude might need a nerf. I think that he needed a nerf, they nerfed him, and now it's pretty much all good. Right now, at least. So yeah. So now, Hans. So Hans needs a nerf. He just does, okay. So let's just get straight to the point. His ability, Whipstorm, existing makes Danny not exist. Technically as a character, his power is clearly suppressed by the presence of Hans in the game. So that alone, I don't think should be a thing. So I think a nerf should be applied there. Or maybe just either rework Danny and make it so he doesn't get a fucking all of the consequences of a character being in the game, which is, it shouldn't be a thing, right? Or yeah. Other than that, I mean, let's talk about him, okay? His kick is perfectly fine. Him open, it's kind of cool. Even if they buff it, I don't think it would change much to the game. If they don't buff it, it would be fine too. His perks are great. They are not significant. Like Barrier Breaker is pretty much necessary and give him a role of like somewhat of a leader of the family when Leatherface is not there, gameplay wise. Yeah, when history is perfectly fine too. There are a few fun things. Yeah, so yeah, Whipstone is a nerf. It's as simple as that. I don't think that you need to go further. I don't think that there is much else to say. His skill tree is fine. He can get 50 savagery, 40 endurance, whatever. It's great numbers, okay. He's not the best at skilling either. Unlike Cuckoo, he has enough speed to be more of a threat between objectives, not just a threat on objectives literally when you're camping them. So I think that he's all rounded great, and you know, if it wasn't for his busted ability, but basically how to put it. So if you mess up and the survivor manages to activate an objective, you apply a Whipstone, okay? But if you once again, if you play really bad and a player activates it again, you just get to like correct that mistake without, just by pressing a button, without using skill, without, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me that a survivor has to go through like 4 or 5 steps and you can just poof, suppress it just by pressing a button. One time makes sense, it could be his ability, or maybe a few tiny times, but it should not affect the whole game multiple times without any skill input from your part. That's my issue with Hans. Well, that is perfect. So I hope they keep him the way he's, just slightly changing. Don't delete anything, and yeah, that's okay. So that's it for Hans. The last one, Leatherface. So Leatherface is like a Johnny on fucking steroids. It's not even remotely close. Like Johnny Bloodbreed is strong, okay, but this guy with 1 perk is better at collecting blood than Johnny. Generally, this guy with 1 damage perk will do way more damage than Johnny. This guy with 1 speed perk will outrun Johnny in every possible way. However, he does not need a nerf. That's the funny part. He got buffed though. I mean, like, to me, he got buffed, okay. Left side of the tree, which most of the players use, like damage, Leatherface, got buffed. They now have, they got a present. It's card rated, super strong. I mean, if you like damage. The middle side got even a better gift. They got exterior alarms, making a scout 1 out of a defensive objective defense build. Super crazy strong. However, Leatherface is the head of the family. He's also the head of the franchise, okay? So that gives him somewhat immunity and love, which makes perfect sense. That's his story. Okay, he's a guy. He's the reason why this game exists. And someone had a great argument on my comments. One of you, he said that not a lot of players play him already, and if he gets nerfed, this wouldn't be good for the game because less players will play. And this guy is right. He's not easy to use either, which puts him in a spot where it's hard to argue that he needs a nerf. It's really tough because it makes sense the way he is, and if we change anything, this could just go bad. So yeah, he's right now in this weird spot where he's super freaking strong, like a freak, but he should not be nerfed, I think. Weird, right? Anyways, tell me what you think. I'm always enjoying reading what you guys think and learning from it. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, or whatever. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subs. I'm so close. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.